Hello, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Berlinale Talents. Welcome to a first in our history that we have a collaboration with Sasha Waltz, not only one of the most famous contemporary choreographers, but also someone who co-founded this beautiful house we inhabit right now for the next 4 days to come still. So she's not only been interested in dance, she's always been approaching her work with what we think cinematographic eye, through choreography, but also shaping like the space she's dancing or inhabiting is with the eye of a director. She explores like how choreography can unfold like in a film throughout rhythm, contrast, and emotional flow. Her collaborations with filmmakers and her own projects for the screen show how naturally she moves between stage and cinema and explaining and expanding the possibilities of both. And we're trying this today together with you, and we hope you're open also to move, to maybe get up from your chairs and to get inspired what we're gonna do and present over the next 1.5 hours. So I'm super, super honored and happy to welcome Sasha Waltz and company.
Yeah. Yes, good afternoon. And it's amazing that you're all here from so many different places, countries, and time zones. And it's quite cold in Berlin. And we're always looking forward to Berlinale because then we know we can come together and it makes a difference in these great times. So I want to give you a little overview of what I'm going to do. Tobias has said you're going to move. Well, don't be afraid. First, I want to let you participate in one project that I've been doing now since the pandemic. It's called In C. I want to explain you this project, and my dancers are going to come and make a little performance for you. And after this, we're going to break down the piece, and we're going to show you the different possibilities that are possible with this very peculiar score. And I think it has something to do with film in some way or the other, but it's about confusion. So I think confusion is a great place to start creating, because for me, when I'm starting off, I start, for my image, it's not confusion, but I call it the fog. That I'm in a state and I put myself into the fog, and I'm trying to connect with my intuition to find slowly what is the most essential to what I want to do. And slowly in the fog, the surfaces and scales or buildings or nature will appear until the creation is there. So I find it quite a fascinating term. And In C has quite a lot to do with that because you have to do multiple choices. So this will be the first block. Then we will show you some few excerpts from my previous works on film. And I will let you very shortly know what they are about, just to get a little idea about how different the work can be. And they're from different times, going back to the year 2000. And after this, I would like to invite you to a process that I'm actually interested at the moment with my dancers. And it is a very internal process where you get in contact with yourself and where you feel yourself you are at. It's an awareness and a sensing mode that you tune into. So I hope you will join me on that. And after that, we will do another awareness, but not internally, but in space. So let's see how we will find our way together. So I want to first tell you about In C. In C is a piece that was written in 1964 by Terry Riley. He's an American composer, and it marks the beginning of minimal music. You can say he's the grandfather of minimal music. There are other great figures as well, but this piece is exceptional. It is a score that is written only on 2 pages with 53 short musical figures that can be printed on 2 pages. And the musicians are asked to go chronologically through these 53 figures. So this is nothing new. But what is happening is that they're asked to repeat each figure as often as they wish, going through the whole piece with these repetitions. And like this, all the musical patterns, they're overlaying, and there are polyrhythmic structures appearing. And it has a very hallucinating energy. And in fact, Terry Riley wrote that in California after the use of psychedelic mushrooms. And he said he wanted to get as close to his experience. This was where this piece was born. And so I was very fascinated by this simple score. And first, the music attracted me. You will hear, it takes you. But then to read just these very few notes on how to work with the score. So the only thing that you have to take care of is you can't be more than 4 or 5 figures behind or ahead of the others. That means that all the figures a little bit together move forward in one direction towards the 53rd. You can come anytime together, so become like one group, connecting. And more than that, I would say there are little substructures, but basically that's it. So when we started to do that, I basically translated this score to movement. So the musical figures are now movement figures. And together with the dancers, we created 53 movement figures. Then we started to play with it, but we have a very different extra element to deal with than musicians, and that is space. So we need to structure space in the moment using the score, because the little figures are written, but the total piece gets written in the moment. So we applied more or less 53 figures or rules, spatial focus or awareness, how to deal with each other, not to collide. So it's very much like when we are in public spaces. It's quite fascinating when we are in very crowded areas, and there people are so naturally finding their ways. And if it's a dense space or if it's an open space, we are naturally, our instinct is to find our ways. But on a very small area, with a given structure or with a given figure, it's a little bit more complicated. So we will show you an excerpt of this piece. This piece was created in the pandemic and actually premiered as a film. So it was streamed online because we could not perform. So here it was live filmed. And since then, we have performed it in many countries, and we have also given it to people that are not dancers. We have simplified the movements, and we found that this is really something that brings people together and that really practices a sense of collectiveness and a sense of taking care of each other. Being aware what you do is what you give in to everybody for the whole space, for everybody. So it's not a piece where there's a soloist, and the soloist is shining, or the protagonist is shining, and then there are some background figures. It's very much a group piece, is an ensemble that is very equal, and everybody can become a leader, so go forward, bring the others with, and everybody can follow, and it can change all the time. And for me, this was a practice that somehow was born also of our feeling that we had during the pandemic, where there was so much question about personal freedom and how do we sacrifice maybe our personal freedom for the sake of the bigger good, for the weak and the old. And for me, this was a very important question, and it's still, for me, a very important question in this time more than ever. So for me, it's also a game in democratic, it's a game to practice democracy on stage. So now I would like to show you this excerpt, and then we will get a little bit more into detail. Please, can I introduce the dancers? So here's Hwan Hee. She's from Korea. Margot from France. Melissa from Brazil. Orlando from Venezuela. And Edivaldo from Mozambique. So you can, now we will start from the beginning. I will not tell you something during this, you can just enjoy and just see what you feel. And then later, we will look a bit more deep. Please, are you ready with the sound? Yes? Okay, here we go. I stay here. Thank you so much. So for us, this was really a challenge also, because it is so spatially, and it was unique to this moment that you're here, because it has never been before like that. Like, just to compare, before, you see where the first row to where the stage rises, usually this is our stage, and there are 10 dancers or 12 dancers, and so you see what you can do. You can shrink, you can do it on a marketplace, you can do it with 120 people, or you can do it with 5, or even with 2. It's a piece that is actually, it's an elastic score, one can say. So I would like to give you some more understanding of what exactly is happening there. So to memorize, because for us, the repetition did something very, very unexpected in our brain, because dancers have very good memory. They can memorize 2 hours score in their bodies, but suddenly, through the repetition, it was much harder to get it into the body. So we started to name the figures. And we will now just show you what each figure is alone. Yeah? So we go through not the whole piece. We will just always start on the figure hug, that we call hug. And we will just show you that figure, and we will show you like 8 figures a little bit more intensively. So let's just show figure hug. 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is just one figure, yeah? Nothing more than that. So when you saw it, they maybe did it 10 times, yeah? So then we go to ging, next figure. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. And the third one, hippie. So this is a longer phrase. 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you. Now we go to insect. You all maybe remember this figure. 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you. Is this the first one that maybe people recognized, or did you already have some? Because this movement up here is very recognizable, right? Okay, so we go to dog. 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you. Get up, we go to banana, it's called. And thank you. Now we go to Ed. Again, very short one. Thank you. So you see the different lengths with what you can play. And for example, Ed is a figure that you can very good change space. So you create new relationships with the dancers. So sometimes it's very helpful to have a short figure. Where were we? Ed. Angry Apple. So this will be the last one we show, and we will go over and through. 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. So with this figure, so many different relationships can happen. So we want to, thank you very much. Now I would like to go and show you, we start again from hug. So you have learned the figures. And you can see what they're doing and how different it is. And especially, we have a special notice on the figure hug, on the figure angry apple at the end that you saw with the arms stretched out, because that maybe was printed in your memory as well. And see how different that is now as they do it a second time. And again, this is completely a new version because everybody will have a different choice, and it will call out a little bit what I observe is happening in the dancer's mind. Just for you to make it more recognizable, we decided we're going to start always from this space formation to understand it more clear. But normally, there is always a different space formation. This is just for understanding the form. So please. So you see they're repeating hug many times. They decide to pause, two couples appear. They relate, they start to create contact. A unison appears, and Ging, the next figure, is introduced by Margot, and Juanqi joins. And they're doing it in mirror. Now they switch space and do it synchronized. They change their spacing to a lateral position. The others are still in the figure hug. Edivaldo is joining figure Ging. And a new figure is introduced, that is Hippie, with Juanqi. Margot is joining. So for now, there we see only two figures. So it would be nice to see three figures. That means that people have to go further forward or stay behind. So you see Juanqi has introduced insect. You remember this movement under the chin? So now there are three figures happening together. Now there are again only two figures because Melissa has joined into Hippie. And the three of them are in insect. Now Juanqi introduces dog. So again, three figures together in space. So you can see the different choices that they make. For example, they diminish the space and get into contact on the dog position on the floor, where they have a pause. They return, and Eddie introduces the next figure. He goes to banana. So here a unison occurs because Juanqi is also in banana, while Melissa is still in dog, and Orlando is already in Ed. And he makes Ed forward and backwards. It's a little bit like when you put a film, you play a film forward and backwards. We're doing the same thing also with the movement. Juanqi has arrived in Angry Apple. And Melissa is still in dog. Also Margot is still in dog. two figures here together, creating a complete new relationship. And Melissa's still in banana. Okay, everybody has arrived in Angry Apple behalf of Margot, that is still in a figure before, but we will stop there because we remembered a little bit what happened before on, I hope you understood a bit. I hope you're still interested to understand more deep what we're doing. So now we will, let's show some of the variations, because each figure has the pure form as we showed you in the beginning, but it has variations in contact, and they are very multiplied. And sometimes they just appear on stage suddenly. So this is very magically, but we have prepared some. And we will show you some. Let's do hippie, maybe? No? Or no, ging also, you have one. Yeah? Let's start from hug again. Let's start from hug, do it through, but do it a little bit shorter, just on the focus on contact, please. Thank you. And you can put the music a little bit more up, and you know what? It would be nice now to maybe see the dancers more clear and not faded in the color, because then we see them a little bit more clear, the movements. Thank you. Ready? When you want, go. It's better, no? This was a little foggy. Try to go in contact also in movement, so not only in a pause. Now we have seen relationships appearing in contact, but they are in stillness. Now we will see in movement. So you see a version, Orlando carries Juanji. And then shift forward to hippie. Start to shift forward in the figures. Let's see how we vary the dog in space. shift the dog position in space altogether. Okay, I think it was clear. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let us show you one more, which is a retrograde, which you know also from film, and you are so used to seeing things backwards and checking exactly the right spot where you need whatever you need the next cut to happen. So we do that, we will just show you with one figure, yeah? So we just do with insect, please. So Margot and Melissa do the retrograde, and Juanji and Orlando and Edivaldo, they do the normal forward figure, yeah? Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, thank you. So this is, for us, this work to wind movements backwards is quite challenging to stay in the counts, because there is a lot of variation, but in the figures and the counts, you have to remain, because otherwise everything falls apart. Or you have to know exactly how long a figure is to then step in to the next time that you can join the others. So this is really a development and a real study to learn to play movement backwards in the body. So would you like to see apply what we have showed you and see if you experience what you see in a different way? Are you interested? Okay. So let's do one more time, but we do not the whole thing. We don't do another whole line, but let's do it from the beginning until Angry Apple. Okay, from Hug. They want from Hug, so we do from Hug. Okay, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, sorry. Apply a canon also. So we haven't talked about canon, but look at that as well. That's also possible. You see what happens in the movement with a very simple movement in this change. And shift forward. Juanji and Melissa introduce Ging. Orlando joins. So they're using the edges to make space for the others. So sometimes also we have the feeling, oh, there's a large space. So they work with density. This is one of the rules to navigate the space. And any moment they can go together and become one group and be unified together. So you see a very strong variation of hippie there on 4 levels, but they're all in the same figure. Only Juan He is now in insect. Continue. Keep pushing forward, so we're not only on 2 figures, so people can see also 3 figures together. Yes, so here we have banana and there and dog, but now 3 people moved on, so we are again in only 2 figures. It is also a telepathic piece, because you are reading the others. You can see that a new contact has happened here that also I have never seen before. Okay, here, you know where we are. How is this figure called that they're doing? Do you remember? Yay! Great. Angry apple. So move the whole figure into the space. Like come into the audience, see how that figure can be also manipulated, not only in contact, but to any other given situation. And please find an ending together. Nice. You see they're working on 2 levels now, one on the floor, one on stage, and Juan He in space. Thank you. Okay, great. Great, thank you so much. You did amazing. Amazing. So I try to let you participate what is happening in their brain as they are working every second, and usually the piece can go between an hour and an hour 20 or an hour 30. And it's not a state of confusion, but it's a state where you have so many options and decisions happening each microsecond, and you're not only doing it alone, but you are working together. So you create a collective awareness. And I think you got an understanding, and I think it was really wonderful. I thank you so much. So, you want to take a... Thank you so much. So, we wanted to give you a little overview, so we will turn to older pieces and some film examples. And the first that we want to show you is Körper. The piece I premiered in the year 2000, and it marked the opening of the Schaubühne am Leninger Platz, reopening under a new direction with Thomas Ostermeier, Jens Hilje, Jochen Sandig, and myself. And it is a piece, it's called Körper, which means in English body, and it's about our material being, about who we are as humans, with our body systems, our anatomy, but also with our history. It has many aspects that I'm trying to talk about, and it marked also the first part then of a trilogy. So please, and the dancers, after you have taken a rest, if you want to watch, you're welcome also. So, please.
lately, when I get up too fast, I feel a pricking in my feet and my head starts spinning. So I was wondering what was wrong with me. I went to my neighbor, I knocked on his door and I asked, "Do you think there's something wrong with me?" And he said no. But I cannot trust him because he's not a doctor. He's a computer freak. There's also this tightening in my chest. My lungs compress against each other and I cannot breathe anymore. So I thought maybe my thyroid gland was a bit unstable or my pancreas needed more stimulation, but how should I know? My stomach also affects my whole digestive system and I get clogged intestines and my liver's out of place and my brain is too weak and I'm afraid I'm gonna get a cerebral accident or even a heart attack. So I finally decided to go to the doctor. I was sweating like crazy, I felt like puking and I asked, "Do you think I have cancer?"
Okay, thank you. So what you saw was one scene called Amok. So it was very much a state of confusion with each individual, and that actually this collective state brings this huge 9-meter wall to fall. As I'm a bit later, it used much more time than I expected, my explanations. I decided to show less video material because I think you have been, or you will see a lot of films. And I would very much like you also to take part, and I want to share you the practice that I'm busy with, and which I'm actually in the process to premiere this piece. And I would love you to, for one moment now, to just sit comfortably, just comfortably. And maybe you want nothing in your hands, so you just feel free. Yeah, that's very nice. And then please close your eyes. We will all close our eyes. We have some music of Diego Noguera that we're working now at the moment also together. And just tune in to your breathing for a moment. Just take this listening to your inner self. And just observe. Just let everything be there, just how it is. And then, as you still keep your eyes closed, feel first your feet on the floor, really grounded, without changing anything, just sensing how gravity is more prominent when you bring your awareness there. And then when you feel ready in your own time, get up on your feet without opening your eyes, just transfer your weight gently forward. If you need, you can press your chair. Just take your time however you want individually. Just take your time and feel what is happening and how you perceive your body different now when you're standing. And again, listen to your heart. Listen to your breath. Feel the space. Feel that you're with many people, but you feel yourself calm and connected. And then very, very gently, you can turn around your spot. So you take a step and keep your eyes closed. Just see what a miracle it is just to take one little step to transfer your weight from one foot to the next. Just turning around your own axis. And when you arrive back to center, sit down again on your chair. Keep your eyes, please, closed. Keep your eyes closed. Just find your chair and trust that you will find the chair. And now, you will open your eyes slowly, letting the light again into your eyes. And now, please turn towards your neighbor, towards one neighbor to your right or your left. If someone is already watching, please take another partner and look into the eyes of your neighbor and see and feel yourself and feel the meeting of these two souls. Take your time. And now, one of you, please, will again close the eyes. Decide who, and the other stays open with the eyes, and you will be the witness. And the person that has the eyes closed listens again inside what image occurs, or what sound you perceive. Or there is a movement that you feel is born in this moment that comes from your inner self. Maybe just one gesture. Or maybe a memory occurs. Or maybe you're just thinking of your breakfast this morning. That's fine. And then slowly open your eyes. Open your eyes to the neighbor and please share your little experience with your neighbor. Just tell him, can be a few words. Just try to now verbalize and tell your partner this little story. Then thank your partner. Thank you. Let's come to silence again and thank your witness for listening. And now the witness will tell what they saw and experienced. Please. And come again to a silence. There's so many stories to tell. Let's come to a silence. Everybody, thank you for sharing. It would be wonderful if we now turn the roles. So the person that was witnessing will now close their eyes. And the other person will witness. And if there are some people that don't have partners and want to experience it, maybe you raise your hand if you want a partner. Everybody has it? Ouch. Okay, let's give the other person the chance. So please close your eyes. Enjoy this contact with yourself and this connection to your inner being that we lose in the confusion of daily life, of daily politics, of daily tasks, and turn in to what your heart wants to tell you. And slowly come back. Open your eyes. Let the light come in. And turn to your partner, to your witness, and share your experience. You know already what's happening. And find an end with your own story and give over to the witness. And the witness will tell their experience. So shift over to the witness. Now the witness tells. Okay, people that in German there was a question what witness is. Der Zeuge und die Zeugin. And then please, we have to slowly come to an end. I would love to see everything that you have seen as it's a movie with all these incredible images that you had to share. So there were so many stories to share. So with this, actually, I would like to, with your own experience, I would like to finish my talking. And we will come to a Q&A if you have some questions to me. And that's it. It's so strange to talk now, no? It's okay? No.
Can I have my, yeah, thank you. So thank you so much. Yeah, you said it right. It's maybe difficult to find a voice after this very physical experience, which was beautiful, at least for me. So thank you very much for that. Maybe we let you talk. Maybe you have already some ideas, feedbacks, thoughts.
Yeah, thank you for this, by the way. It was amazing. My question is about, maybe for the dancers, the desire of the individual versus the desire for the group. Like in this kind of hive mind situation, how does that work?
Great. Who wants to answer?
Hi. Where are you? I didn't see you, actually. Okay.
Maybe you get also, because some people cannot see you, maybe you stand also.
I don't know what I could say to your question. It's like if we visualize this, my own desire in the collective group, I would say it's less my own desire, but a proposition to the space. So somehow my personal desire needs to come as a proposition in the space that could be followed or not. There are these two options. If it's followed, the other dancer decides to follow, then we make something together. But to insist in my desire, my own desire, is I think it goes out of the collective work. It will be just me trying to insist into something that the group is not reading or not reacting to. So it's always this negotiation between my own proposition, I would call it more, and how I communicate it and how the others will react to that. I don't know if that's helpful.
Thank you for this question, because this is all the work, basically. And I would say that the great thing about that exercise is that it confronts you to your own desire, but then you're like, okay, but I really want to do this thing. It would be perfect here. I really want to do it. But then it shows you also, by not doing that, the million of other possibilities you have and how incredible that is. It becomes like your options become so much richer. And it also then questions your patterns, and it just like offers you more freedom, basically.
Can I add something? I just want to add something. I think there is also sometimes you have a very clear desire that you really wanted to do, and maybe it's not you that you're gonna do. So me, sometimes I see, wow, this moment would be really nice to do a circle, I don't know. And then maybe my friends are doing a circle, and for me, this is enough. Okay, we are doing a circle. I don't have to be inside the circle, but we together are doing a circle, even if I'm not inside the circle.
Thank you. From my perspective, all my colleagues has also valid point, and this is, you see that how much difference, and then we are dealing with each moment. And for me also, if I have the desire and then the right moment, right timing is coming, I can pursue. Also then also my colleagues feels it and then gives me the space. For example, sometimes you see that solo is happening. Either I show enough my desire to communicate to my colleagues, then they also feel that, this moment would be great that someone alone with this figure takes the whole space. So then this is also the others are giving the space to achieve my desire. So it is also based on long time working together to also learn how to communicate without verbalizing. And yeah, these all things are actually happening either this point or later point.
Yeah, I think I might repeat what they said. No, I mean, like Juanqui said, all the points are valid. I would say that it's basically constantly negotiation. Sometimes I desire to do something, or I wish something would happen, and my colleague already introduced that. Then my next point would be perhaps to support that, or just to let it happen the way it is because it already looks good or it's already functioning. So then maybe I would move to another thing which another colleague somehow wishes to, that it becomes a little bit more accentuated. And I join that wish, and yeah, I think it's basically that, constantly negotiating with what I really would love to do this moment to what it's already happening. And yeah, maybe it's not really the moment to do what I really would love to do it, and just leave a space for other people to do it, and then find maybe another space in which I could introduce a solo or another duetto or a trio, etc. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, thank you for your performance. My name is Nicole, I'm an actor, so I have a question to kind of all of you regarding the very start of rehearsal. Like just with this last exercise, it felt like it started with me and my desire. And sometimes you could start with a space and some obstacles in the space and how the space inspires you. So I would like to ask, how do you approach the very start of rehearsal?
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say from my point of view, I mean, this is very, very different to each piece and each process that you want to enter. And what I let you at the moment, I'm researching a lot, something where we really listen inside, and we're actually dancing also with eyes closed. And we call it, for the time being, the performance that we're working on. So this has a very strong awareness practices that actually we are doing in our training, but a lot of times the entrance is in research. So there is a topic that I'm curious about, and I share that with the dancers. Sometimes it's a very simple idea, sometimes it's a physical task, and then we are exchanging. They are proposing something, it's like a dialogue. And everybody has slightly different opinions, like everybody has different images when you close your eyes, yeah? So each process is just so different. Some are more abstract, like this piece is more abstract and has more less emotional issues or topics. They are more abstract. But sometimes it's also very concrete images and that I want to work, or sometimes I work on music, so then we start with music from the first moment, or it's a creative process with a musician. So for example, now I work with a musician, Diego Noguera, that is with us together in the studio, and we're working together, and we're exploring the questions that we have together from in our own means. And for example, what we did at the very beginning has actually, we have never done this before. This was today the first time. And it came from our listening practice, because we were listening to the sounds and then starting to verbalize, to vocalize. And we have been practicing to be very strongly, to open up our senses. It's, I refer to authentic movement that is from White House, and that was started, that is also a kind of a therapy form, dance therapy form. It's between art and therapy. And I'm also influenced by Pauline Oliveros and her listening, deep listening practices.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Behind you.
Yeah, but there was, yes.
I want to share something. I joined INSI community in January 2024. And I also had the chance to perform, and so I'm very grateful. And I would like to share what INSI meant for me.
Please.
Because I was feeling lost. It's easy to feel lost in Berlin, I know. But with INSI, it revealed to myself how important it is to belong to something, because it creates this community vibe also during the piece, right? And it was nice because when you feel lost, you lose yourself. And then within INSI, this belonging and also the fact that you are responsible gives you back this thing that art empowers us when we make the choice. So, yeah, I'm very happy for this.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Arts can empower us. Nice ending.
First of all, thank you all for this amazing performance. Well, I'm really into cinema, and at the same time, I'm a dancer too. But I'm really confused about the place of dance in films, because, you know, by its very inherent nature, dance seemed to me as something that has its ground in the interaction between the performer and the audience. But when it is filmed, there is no audience. So I am curious about the spirituality difference in the production of art, you know, up until where it still stays as a vivid choreography when it is filmed by the camera. What do you think?
You think specifically with INSEE or in general? In general.
When it is
I think this is a very crucial question for a choreographer, but also for filmmakers. How can we film live art? I think also with opera, it's with acting. I think I must say, if I'm very honest, and I will be very honest, that nothing can compare to live experience. And I love film, but I love film, for creating stories, but to document, it's very necessary and it's important, but to perceive the art, how it's thought, and to share this experience together, for me, it just remains, you have to come to the theater and, you know, and see it. And I'm grateful if I have the document, if I have great films, and I have some early pieces that were not documented, and I'm very sad about it. So I'm not saying it's not valuable, but I have not experienced yet a film. I'm sorry, Stéphane Talnot, many filmmakers, I'm so sorry. But it's so hard to, if there are 5 different scenes happening at the same time, how do you want to capture that? And most of the time, you get a slot in the TV that is probably much shorter than the piece itself. And then you have to cut the scenes, and you change the whole dramaturgy. So, you know, there are many implications, and there are many questions. But I love, and what my first answer to movie, and I want to share that with you, was Allee der Kosmonauten I did for stage. And I got the offer to do that for Arte. And I was the director myself. And I changed it. I created a new piece for film. And that, for me, felt right. And I felt I stayed honest to the piece, but it's a different piece. It's a film.
We unfortunately run out of time. Sasha, thank you so much. You all, the troupe, thank you.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Ich würde ganz gerne
Bravo. Well done.
Wolltest du noch? Ja, ich gebe dir gleich.
Oh, very much.
So, excuse me, just one thing. I think it's, when Sasha just mentioned the live performance, I want to take the occasion, as the co-director of Sasha Waltz and Guest and co-founder of Radial System, that we have many, many performances now happening in March. Like we have 7 performances of Travelogue. We will show you a trailer in a minute. And we have Kreatur and the new piece that Sasha talked about for the time being. So outside, when you walk out, you will find postcards with QR codes for those who still stay in Berlin after Berlinale, because maybe you live here. just go and we will show you quickly also then the trailer for Travelogue. Sasha's very first stage piece will be performing here on stage, on a different stage, of course. And the second thing, I want to thank Tobias and his incredible team, Nicola, Christina, and everybody backstage behind the scenes for coming to Radialsystem with Berlinale Talents. It's such a perfect match that Berlinale Talents now the next coming years will always be here at Berlinale, and this is a really joint adventure, just the beginning of really hopefully lasting friendship and the connection, building connection. There was a workshop happening for some of the talents on Monday. It's going on, so we will deepen that and develop it in the future. Thank you so much, Tobias.
Thank you again. It's very much heartfelt from us as well. We love to be here, and thank you for the welcome and the deep embrace you gave us with also welcoming us here and doing this very special evening performance for us, which was for me at least amazing and incredible. Thank you also for reminding us about what movement can do in space and also in frame, and also how important it is to reflect on the cinematic space or outside the cinematic space, and to bring back or bring in more movement, camera movement, but also protagonist movement into the cinematic space. And I think, and I hope our talents and other filmmakers here attending might rethink also their practices. Thank you for the inspiration always. Thank you.